flash flooding will be possible over the coming days as a system begins to move in, it's now pushed into portions of the plains and will continue to push east tonight, tomorrow, and then tomorrow night into Saturday, it will push into Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, and all them areas. So a pretty large system will push through for late July standards over the next couple of days, bringing beneficial rain for a large portion of the Corn Belt. I will dig into the details of the timing of the system, rainfall amounts, potential outcomes for this event, and even the chance for severe weather later today as well, with a low end severe weather chance tomorrow too. For today, thunderstorms will begin increasing coverage this afternoon time frame, but a pretty stable air mass is in place because of a lot of cloud cover and morning convection that is still sticking around. That will probably lower chance for more of an outbreak chance of severe weather this afternoon, with more of a scattered risk for severe weather for portions of South Dakota, Nebraska, Minnesota, maybe into Iowa into the overnight hours tonight. Now looking at mid-afternoon hours, we see more scattered, more intense thunderstorms develop for portions of Nebraska and South Dakota and way up maybe into northwest Minnesota as well. But again, it's pretty scattered in nature, or if it's numerous, more widespread in a small area this afternoon. This is by about 5 p.m. or so, so during rush hour, there will definitely be some severe weather around for portions of South Dakota and into northeast or northern Nebraska this time, but it's pretty dry the further east you go. This is a pretty slow moving system. As you move into sunset time frame, we have a little bit more of an organized complex potentially around the sunset time frame that may bring swaths of damaging winds, maybe isolated wind gust of 75 miles an hour or greater for portions of South Dakota, maybe up into northern or Nebraska as well. But again, a pretty large area of scattered to numerous thunderstorms for a large portion of the area, and for the northwest to go, obviously, by about 8 p.m. or so. As we move to about 11 p.m., we see everything clustered together for a more widespread area of convection into the overnight hours that begins to push into Minnesota and Iowa at this time. This line of thunderstorms likely won't be severe, maybe strong, but not severe. But this will bring a lot of rainfall over just a short time frame, and it will last a long time through tomorrow as well, through Minnesota and Iowa, because we have a strengthening surface low that will be in place over here, and you have an increase in moisture and storm fuel too. That will usher in a pretty consistent line of thunderstorms through tomorrow's time frame. Looking again at about sunrise tomorrow, we see a large plume of showers and thunderstorms from much of Minnesota and Iowa and down into Missouri. Let's switch regions at this time. And then by about 9 p.m. or so, 9 a.m. or so tomorrow morning, we have a line of convection pushing from Minnesota all the way down to Missouri, St. Louis, still pushing east and northeast through the day tomorrow. By about 11 a.m. or so now, we still see, again, a pretty large area of showers and thunderstorms. Now, as this line moves through, after it produces an inch and a half of rainfall in just an hour, we get backside showers with the system that we're pushing. It is a slow moving shortwave trough. So these back showers maybe isolated strong thunderstorms. Now this is in Iowa tomorrow afternoon. Maybe you may be able to get a severe thunderstorm or two for portions of Iowa, but again, a pretty widespread area of showers and thunderstorms expected in Wisconsin, Illinois, and Minnesota at this time by about 4 p.m. or so tomorrow. By about 7 p.m. or so, you see again a pretty large area of scattered showers and thunderstorms in place. With this backside is really slow moving. If this was when a storm would be seeing a foot or 2 feet of snow as well. So pretty interesting look at the system. It's pretty unusual for this time of year, and it really did pop out of nowhere. I started eyeing it like 2 or 3 days ago, but it's really exploded over the last day or so. Now that's the sunset tomorrow, so again, pretty widespread area of thunderstorms in place, with again an isolated chance of severe weather, maybe large hail, maybe also a spin up tornado because it is close to the surface low. There will be better dynamics in place to maybe be able to get a spin up weak tornado in any of these showers from up into southern Iowa down to northeast Missouri at this time. Moving to the overnight hours, we begin to see these showers to gradually push east southeast. This is at about midnight tomorrow night. We still have some scattered showers in place for portions of Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, and into Michigan as well. Some isolated, more stronger banding of showers. Now, if this can go over the same area that had rain in the morning hours, Friday morning, flash flooding will be possible for portions of Iowa and Illinois. This is where the confined area of flash flooding will be possible. Now, I will go over the rainfall amounts. By about sunrise Saturday morning, we still have scattered showers hanging around for a large portion of Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana, maybe for portions of Missouri as well. So at about sunrise tomorrow morning, a large area of showers continue. By Saturday afternoon, we still see scattered showers hanging around for portions of Michigan and Illinois and Indiana Saturday afternoon. So again, a very slow-moving system with this banding of showers and thunderstorms over the next couple of days that will bring gloomy conditions and obviously pretty consistent rainfall upwards of 48 hours straight. This is much needed, but it just be a long period of that, and that is what may cause some of the flash flooding. Now, this model, looking at rainfall amounts through the entire time, we see areas of rainfall amounts of 2 to 4 inches of rain for portions of Illinois, Iowa, Missouri, and Wisconsin, maybe, but up into Minnesota as well. A pretty large area of moisture. And taking a look at this model, which doesn't go out as far as the other model, but it still has a pretty nice swath band of 2 to 4 inches of rain. So they maybe isolate higher amounts. But again, 2 to 4 inches of rain, and a pretty consistent signal. This is an ensemble. Looking at it now, for an ensemble we look at again 2 to 4 inches of rain for portions of Minnesota, Iowa, and Illinois, with a sharp drop off in rainfall amounts north of I-90, with more of an isolated to scattered event up there, with any isolated showers or thunderstorms that develop this evening. This evening is what this rain will come from, maybe up to half an inch of rain. But again, pretty large swath in the Corn Belt of a couple inches of rain. So this will be beneficial. But again, it might come too much at once. That is what may cause a flash flooding. Taking a look at further west now, the time frame as well, you see a couple inches of rain for portions of South Dakota, Nebraska as well. Pretty sharp cutoff the further northwest you go and the further southwest you go. Taking a look at a different model, back to a model we've already seen. Just really it's isolated scattered corridor with a couple inches of rain. So if a complex can happen, maybe able to get a couple inches of rain out of it in a short period of time, that is what may cause some flash flooding. However, as well, if you get isolated rainfall totals of 6 plus, maybe like this over here in Nebraska, that's 4, 5, 6 inches of rain, even 8 inches of rain. I mean, that is what will cause a pretty considerable flash flood in isolated areas. Now, one more model for this region. Again, a pretty similar look at it too. So, again, a pretty large area of rain for quite a bit of the region over the coming days. It seems that will be the case. And then we get back into a pretty dry pattern overall as we move into next week. With, I don't know, a pretty dry look as again into early August, maybe some periods of cooler temperatures. One more thing before I wrap this video up, but I do think next week there will be a couple chances of severe weather as another trough will push into the Midwest. This does not look like more of a organized windbag, derecho, or strong tornado event as of now. And we was, several days out, but a trough will move in early to middle of next week. That will probably bring a few more rounds of severe weather to the Midwest as we get an increase in moisture again. Dew points, not very high for this time of the year, early August. Dew points as a cold front sweeps through. Ahead of it, you will have enough low level moisture in place, enough storm fuel in place for some severe weather. But again, you won't have an extremely favorable environment for outbreaks early to middle next week. But a few more chances of thunderstorms and severe weather will be possible through next week's time frame. But as it's behind this cold front, behind that, temperatures will drop pretty much. A lot. You got lows in low 50s further north you go. highs will only be in the 70s for low 70s for a lot of areas in early August for a few days. So pretty cool for this time of the year to have this couple cold fronts sweep through. But we may have one more heat wave in us early to middle of August as well. So again, pretty good pattern changes over the coming weeks with cooler, warmer temperatures, a lot of rain, no rain, just dry hot or cooler wet type of patterns coming up over the next few weeks.